Hello, I'm Steven, your host for Providence Preparatory Academy's School News. Inside, we have a bunch of really cool sections. The first being the comedy section. Let's watch it.
I'm Philip, and I'm doing the comedy section for our school news. Great. I've got 10 jokes here. Why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Why do seagulls fly over the sea?
Because if they flew over the bay, they would be called bagels. How does NASA organize a party?
How does NASA organize a party?
They plan it. You don't have to repeat the whole joke. Just say why, What do you call a fake noodle?
What do you call
An impasta.
Ba-ba-ba!
Alright, Jake, this one's for you. What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
What do you call a cheese that isn't yours?
Nacho cheese. I like cheese. Alright, what lies at the bottom of an ocean? Alright, what lies at the bottom of an ocean and twitches?
A blobfish.
A nervous wreck. Rex, you know what about? Okay, Alright, how do you shoot a killer bee?
With a pistol.
With a BB gun. Right. What washes up on very small beaches?
What washes up on very small beaches?
Say why. Say
What?
Microwaves. How do crazy people go through the forest?
How do crazy people go through the forest?
They take the psychopath. Alright, I'm done.
I got it now!
Wow, that made me laugh. Okay, so now we are going to listen to some of the editorials that the 6th graders wrote in Miss Howell's English class.
4.5 billion or 6,000 by Anna Rose. How old is the Earth? This is a question that has different answers depending on who you ask. Evolutionists would tell you that the Earth is 4.5 billion years old, while creationists say that the Earth is only about 6,000 years old. The evolutionists have to believe that the Earth is that old because, according to them, it took millions of years for this Earth to form and for the animals to evolve into different creatures. People who believe the Bible know that it took God only 6 days to create the Earth. Which theory is true, though? Some people believe that one creation day is really 1 million years. However, if you divide 1 million years by 24 hours, 1 hour would end up being 41,666.67 years. A minute would be 694.44 years, and a second would be 11.57 years. According to the Bible, Adam lived for 930 years, so he would only have lived for 1 minute and 20 seconds of the 6th day. The Bible says that Adam was alive when sin was brought into the world, but sin didn't enter on the 6th day of creation. Also, each day must be a 24-hour day because plants were created on day 3, and the sun was not made until day 4. The plants and trees could not thrive without the sun. Furthermore, the pollinators, which are bees, butterflies, etc., were created on the 6th day. If one day was millions of years, then the plants would die because they couldn't survive 3 million years without insects. There is also evidence in space that the Earth is not billions of years old. For example, the moon has been receding at a known rate to scientists. If the solar system is billions of years old, we should no longer be able to see the moon. Also, if our solar system is that old, there should not be any more short-term comets because after a while they would disappear. 6,000 seems more logical than 4.5 billion. In addition, nature also shows evidence that the Earth is younger than 4.5 billion years. First Niagara Falls has been wearing down the rock under at a known rate. If you date back with the same rate, the waterfall has only been falling for about 4,000 to 5,000 years. Second, the Mississippi Delta has been building up mud at a rate that scientists know. They could date back this mud deposit to see how long the Mississippi Delta has been increasing, only about 4,000 years. These are examples of how nature proves that the earth is young. So is the earth young or old? Creation's account of the origins of the earth is much more convincing than the theory of evolution. God has put evidence in space and on earth, yet people either don't see them or won't believe them. Believe what is true.
Smoking kills, don't do it. Did you know that smoking can cause over 15 different types of cancer? It can also cause asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD for short, and many, many more diseases and illnesses. Smoking is so harmful that the Surgeon General of the United States issued a warning against the use of cigarettes. If smoking causes so many diseases, why do people choose to smoke? One word, nicotine. What is nicotine, you may ask? Nicotine is an added chemical in cigarettes that makes them addictive. There is 1 milligram of nicotine in one cigarette. According to the American Lung Association, most people start smoking as teenagers, and the nicotine keeps them addicted as adults. There are no excuses not to stop smoking. There are many ways to stop this terrible habit. There are nicotine patches, gum, and lozenges available to help to curb your need for nicotine. These are available at most drug and grocery stores. You can also meet with a therapist to change this behavior. Electronic cigarettes, or e-cigs for short, are devices that vaporize a flavored liquid. They have helped some people stop smoking by giving a smaller amount of nicotine. There are over 7,000 chemicals in a cigarette, including arsenic, lead, and ammonia. These chemicals are poisonous to the human body. Smoking is the #1 factor of lung cancer and the leading cause of preventable deaths in the United States. Smoking also highly increases the risk of having a heart attack, stroke, and cancer. The effects of smoking follow you all of your life. Helen Stone, my grandmother, died of lung cancer. How did she get lung cancer? She smoked. Even though she quit smoking almost 30 years before she died, the damage to her body had already been done. Smoking took her life. Smoking kills, don't do it.
Those editorials were very interesting. Next, Jake interviewed Mr. Getchell talking about his job here at Providence as the headmaster and the PE teacher. Let's see.
Mr. Getchell, what are your plans for PE for the next year, the coming year?
So you want to know my plans for the
For
the rest of the year
Yes.
for PE? So the most important plan is to continue to build leadership in my older students, and so
Okay.
giving you guys opportunities to connect and communicate with our younger students and to be team leaders in different games that we play. That would be my #1 goal, and we'll do that through playing different sports and different games, and when the weather gets nice, we'll start going outside.
All right. What is the hardest part of your job?
Probably the hardest part of teaching PE at Providence Preparatory Academy is having to teach from the 1st grade through the 6th grade all in the same class. That's probably the hardest part, just because 1st graders and 6th graders have different maturity levels and different abilities to understand things, and so a lot of times our 1st graders are a lot more mature than our 6th graders.
All right. Well, what other PE related jobs have you had?
I started out as a PE teacher at a small college in Massachusetts and worked with college students. And then after I graduated with my master's degree from Springfield College, I moved here to Rome and taught PE at Darlington for 8 years. And I also coached football and track and field while I was there.
Cool. What is your favorite thing to do in your class?
My favorite part of teaching PE is seeing kids learn new athletic skills or any kind of physical activity that they haven't done before, and then seeing kids get in better athletic shape, so their physical conditioning is better. And then maybe my favorite thing would be if I found out they were actually using physical fitness at home at times when they normally wouldn't.
All right. What is the easiest part of your job?
The easiest part of my job is usually the PE teacher is the favorite teacher in the school because they're usually having fun and the kids are able to run around and get that energy out. So probably that's the easiest thing is getting kids to be active.
I know we did created games. Would you ever do that again?
Absolutely. In fact, that was probably my favorite part of the whole year was watching the groups come together and create games that had never been played before. It was fun to see the different personalities of the groups and the different personalities that each of the kids in the class have. And then they come together and you can see when you're watching the game as a teacher, you can actually see the different personalities in the students come out in the games. And so that was really fun.
You taught at Unity, that's what I've heard?
I did. Yeah, I was there. I was the headmaster at Unity for 13 years.
Wow.
And had a lot of fun doing that. It was a good experience, but I'm really happy that God called me over here to Providence because now I get to know guys like you. So it's been fun.
Nice answers, Mr. Getchell. Now, this show is over, but we would like to show a word from our sponsors.
Whoa, this movie looks so good. I want to see what the rating is. Oh no, it has a C.
Sam, don't always trust movie ratings.
Mommy?
No. No, I am just a narrator. Movie raters can be biased. Rotten Tomatoes can be very biased. They are trying to pull out the errors in movies instead of the goodness. I think it would be best if you just watch the movie and not the review. You might actually like it.
Okay, thanks. I'm gonna go do that.
2 hours later.
That was the best movie ever. We're gonna go tell all my friends about it, and we will all go see it.
Pretty funny. Alright, we'll see you next time on Providence Preparatory Academy School News.